Are you ready for another Star Wars miniseries? There have been so many shows coming out, from The Bad Batch to the Clone Wars and all of these live action series for Star Wars. Do you feel like it's watering down the Star Wars universe and diluting it and making it less desirable, or are you enjoying all of it? Well, I'll let you know my thoughts at the end. But I saw an article that talks about a new miniseries that's trying to be pitched, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's about a young Ahsoka and Plo Koon from probably the time when Plo Koon finds her to taking her to the Jedi Temple when she was 2 or 3 years old. I think she was 3, and raising her as a Jedi, and him being sort of her mentor at the time, even though when they are younglings, they're put in little groups with other younglings and grown up. And then when they become Padawans, that's when they leave their little youngling packs and join with another Jedi Master to be trained in the Jedi arts. And at the end, I will show you a video that I made that talks about all the rankings of the Jedi Order, which I found very interesting. And I made it for you, and I hope you find it interesting too. I'll let you know at the end of this video. So let's go to this video. All right, so there you see Plo Koon. He's talking to Ahsoka, a young Ahsoka. And it says James Arnold Taylor is hoping to make a young Ahsoka Plo Koon miniseries. Now, I would be super interested in seeing this. Some of these other Star Wars series, I'm not as interested, but I would very much be interested in seeing this. According to a new report from Popverse, voice actor James Arnold Taylor is hoping to make a miniseries that explores the backstory of young Ahsoka and Plo Koon. He also argues that Plo Koon could still be alive in the Star Wars universe. That's what I'm talking about. I think he's alive. In a quote from the Star Wars, the Clone Wars 15th anniversary panel at Florida SuperCon, Taylor brought up his desire to tell more Ahsoka and Plo Koon stories. He mentions the rich history that the two characters share, as well as Ashley Eckstein's ability to portray the character at all points of her life. And I really like Ashley Eckstein. She is like so upbeat, such a great person. You see her in all the cons, and she does so much for people in their personal life and bringing enjoyment through Star Wars. I would love it if they brought him back, but I would be really thrilled if we were able to extend what they did in the last series with Ahsoka and Plo. I'd love a whole mini-series of when she was little and him training her as a Jedi. I know that Ashley is an amazing actress, and she could voice little Ahsoka, and she could voice mid-size Ahsoka, and then full-grown Ahsoka, because we've seen all that. I would love to see their arc told more. I want to know what happened there. And there she goes, grabbing Plo Koon's hand with her big blue eyes. Taylor also shared his thoughts about whether or not Plo Koon is actually dead. While the character was caught up in an explosion in Revenge of the Sith, he is also Dave Filoni's favorite Jedi and was used as a stand-in to hide the reveal of Luke for The Mandalorian Season 2. Anything is possible in Star Wars, and Taylor does point out the precedent for other characters coming back. I always say if Darth Maul could survive Obi-Wan Kenobi cutting him in half, then Plo Koon could survive Order 66. I agree with that. And there's the concept art for The Mandalorian Season 2, where they were going to use Plo Koon. And they used it to hide the identity of Luke Skywalker. If Plo Koon were to return in some way, The best possible fit would be likely for Tales of the Jedi Season 2. It has been confirmed that Season 2 will premiere this year. However, there's been no official word on who will be featured in Tales of the Jedi Season 2. So there you go. That's the article. What do you think? Do you think you would be interested in seeing a young Ahsoka and Plo Koon miniseries? I know I would. I would very much so like to see that. I know they had a special bond in the Clone Wars. You get to see that more than, well, you get to, that's all you get to see. In the Clone Wars is the only time you get to see Ahsoka and Plo Koon having interaction together. You don't really see that at all in Ahsoka. It's her and Anakin. Everything is in book or comic form that talks about Plo Koon and Ahsoka's relationship. Besides, like I said, the Clone Wars. Well, actually, in Tales of the Jedi, I think that I haven't finished that yet. The first season, I think there's it has Ahsoka and it has Count Dooku in there, and I think there might be. I need to finish it up because I think that Ahsoka and Plo Koon meet up in the Tales of the Jedi. I'll have to look that up. As I was talking about earlier about diluting the Star Wars universe by putting out so many shows and miniseries and cartoons, or I should say animation. Liam Neeson said that he thought them doing all of these shows was going to dilute it so much. If you look in the Marvel universe, after they had the Avengers Endgame, I just quit. I just got so tired of trying to keep up. It's hard to keep up when you have like all these shows just bombarding you, and you can't keep up with Star Wars. It's starting to get this way. You know, we have the Acolyte coming out. We have Skeleton Crew coming out. What else? Andor. We have lots of. I think we have some animated shows coming out, and then we have the movies coming out. You know, the movies won't be out for a couple of years. I think Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out next year, and then the following year is when the Rey movie comes out. Plus, they have, you know, one or two other Star Wars movies on the back burners, and then you have the First Jedi, or the Jedi movie about the origins of the Jedi coming out. So there's just a lot of stuff coming out, and I hope they can keep this, you know, all the timelines correct, and they just don't make so many tangles in the timeline of Star Wars. I think Liam Neeson's right. I think too much is too much, and they should try to trim off the fat and not dilute it so much. It needs to be calmed down. They need to calm it down. Make some fantastic quality stuff, and just don't throw stuff out there for money grabs. You know, that's what I feel like. I feel like they're just throwing stuff out there just for a money grab. So we'll see in the future. I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you think, what shows do you enjoy? I do enjoy The Mandalorian. Mandalorian, Ahsoka. I was excited about Acolyte, but I've been reading a lot of stuff and I've gotten so leery. But like I said, I'm going to give it a shot. That's one thing I'll do. I will give it a shot, you know, 2 or 3 episodes before I say, no, I can't take any more of this. I'm going to do that and So let me know what you think. Are you gonna do you think it's too convoluted? Is it diluting the Star Wars universe? What do you think? Um, oh yeah, and don't forget to watch this video about the Jedi Order. May the Force be with you always.